Story 1. The only gift I want from anyone is your time. Let's do something together. Go to a concert, have dinner, or grab some drinks. Let's make time for each other and create memories. Story 2. Ask the person for a wish list of 10 or 20 different items. My spouse and I exchanged wish lists to ensure we both received what we desired. This helped me remember the brands he liked and assisted him in recalling my preferred sizes and colors. Story 3. I don't want anything, honestly. If you feel the need to get me something, a bottle of liquor or a bag of cannabis would be appreciated. Otherwise, please do not waste your money on me. Story 4. He was a major Iron Maiden fan. When their video Writing on the Wall came out, I got him a t-shirt that read Belshazzar's Feast for the holidays, along with a coffee mug. He totally lost his mind. Story 5. I can't speak for other men, but personally, I would love someone to stop me as I was about to get up and tell me it's okay. They have it covered today, so I can just relax. Story 6. If you know a man with a beard, do not buy him beard-related items. I had a beard for 3 gift-giving occasions and ended up with more oils, wooden combs, beard balms, nets, grooming kits, and other items than a famous rock band would need for a decade-long world tour. Instead, consider gifting him a subscription for a streaming service for a year. I would have preferred if all the money spent on beard products I will never use had gone toward bills where the funds would have been genuinely helpful. Story 7. Anything related to comfort. I don't know if it's a guy thing or a personal thing, but I have a hard time spending money on creature comforts or luxuries. Items like comfortable slippers, a soft robe, or a neck massager are difficult for me to justify. Story 8. It depends on age and relationship status. Once you are married for a while and have a couple of kids, I don't want you to buy me anything. We share our money, so it seems unnecessary to play that game. If you want to give him a memorable birthday, consider steak, drinks, and a nice massage. If you really want to buy him something, a coffee mug with a picture of you and the kids would be a thoughtful gift. Story 9. My partner never really wants anything, occasionally just some part for a drum kit, but usually nothing. My ex and I used to get each other items for our cars. Story 10. I tell my wife about the things I like. Any of those would be great. This will always be successful because I can be a bit particular. However, I especially appreciate gifts that people come up with on their own, knowing me and taking the time and effort to create something meaningful. I value the thought and effort as much as anything else. Story 11. 60 minutes of uninterrupted silence, a cup of coffee, and a good internet connection. Bonus points if the location of the silence is on a dock in a lounge chair. Story 12. Chances are I already bought what I want for myself. Therefore, gifts that are experiential would be the most meaningful. Whether that is dinner, a trip, or an event, all of those would mean more to me than a physical item. Story 13. Kids, anything but know that if you wanted it, he already bought it. Spouse. There is only one thing men want all the time. Never buy your husband anything. He wants you. As for other family members, see kids, but you're not cute like his kids, so I recommend not wasting your money. I honestly mean all of the above. I can count on one hand the gifts I have been genuinely excited about. My oldest daughter knows me better than anyone, and every holiday, when I finish opening gifts, she winks at me to indicate she listened and didn't buy me anything. We share a silent smile. Story 14. Something thoughtful, whether it is an object or an experience. Experiential gifts are fantastic. Story 15. I don't know about you all, but a surprise party with all my best friends would be something I would talk about until I am 6 feet under. Story 16. Men just want your presence and the feeling that you prioritize him, along with a lot of unconditional love and intimacy. That is all a man wants. No other fancy gifts matter. Story 17. Any activity that doesn't involve thought processes can be frustrating. What really irritates women is that men have the ability to shut their brains down to the point of flatlining, and they often enjoy it. Story 18. His head is in the lap of his wife. She moves her fingers through his hair and listens to him talk about his problems and his day, both good and bad. She kisses his forehead. That's all a man wants. Man is me. Story 19. Anything, really. My wife kept telling me she was going to get me a present for my 35th birthday. She even asked me what I wanted, and I told her. 2 months later, I am still waiting. She could have at least gotten me socks. Sorry for the rant. I had to get it out of my system. Story 20. Gifts are person-specific. What one person wants can differ from what another person desires. The giver of a gift should know the recipient well enough to choose a thoughtful gift that they will appreciate. There is no such thing as a generic gift that all individuals will love. Story 21. My man's favorite gifts are items he has looked at for himself, and I then get them for him. For example, when he showed me some awesome sunglasses that were a bit pricey, it made for the perfect surprise gift. Story 22. It depends. Is his life loud and full of hassle? Then he wants silence. Is his life quiet and lonely? Then he wants company. Is he married? He wants his wife to desire giving him marital pleasures. A good meal and a day free of worry. Story 23. Something that someone will absolutely give us an earful for buying or wanting. Like the PlayStation 5, someone's twin sister, an activity session, an electric water gun, a moaning airstrike gun, a flying toy helicopter or drone, night vision goggles with thermal vision like Sam Fisher, a 3D printer, glasses that let you read while lying down, or someone's time not spent giving us an earful for wearing socks. Turning left at Albuquerque, conquering Poland, taking down the Third Reich, demolishing the Fourth, and answering the mystery of DB. Cooper and the Babushka Lady. Virtual reality or its analogy. Probably not cognitive behavioral therapy, but maybe the other cognitive behavioral therapy. Antidepressants that don't kill the energy. Knowing what you want to eat and where. Nah, that's unrealistic. Story 24. I prefer consumables over items that can be considered junk, like tools. My wife has been bringing me interesting candy or soda recently. I appreciate it because I rarely buy these treats for myself. Story 25. The one thing all men want is a perfectly forged sword. The specifics depend on personal preference. Story 26. One of my favorite gifts recently was a handcrafted Japanese judo chef knife for cooking. Nice tools that last a lifetime or have incredible craftsmanship are always a win in my opinion. Story 27. It should be something he wants but won't get or do for himself. An ex-girlfriend of mine once bought me bedding because she felt I needed it for my birthday. Don't do that. We are simple creatures, and if you know him well, it should be somewhat easy to find him something. Story 28. Archery equipment, especially for those who are not shooters, can provide great joy to beginners. A good starter bow and arrows can bring immense happiness. Story 29. I never say this, but this is genuinely a foolish question. What do 4 billion men really want for a present? How about you talk to your man and ask him? Story 30. Something that appeals to them is important. I enjoy playing golf, so a box of golf balls would be a good choice. It's simply about showing them that you are thinking of them and considering what they enjoy. Story 31. Something useful is applicable to nearly every man in my family. I would prefer to receive socks that have a warranty and offer heat-trapping or moisture-wicking properties rather than a lanyard or a decorative item that will just collect dust in a box in my closet. Story 32. A nice bottle of scotch can be a great gift, but you need to find out what type he prefers. If he enjoys sweeter options like Glenmorangie, he may not appreciate something very peaty and smoky, and vice versa. I recently received a Caribbean cask Lagavulin for my birthday a couple of weeks ago. It's fascinating, smoky, and complex, but I don't enjoy it the same way I do a Glenmorangie 16 or similar. Whatever you decide, it's essential to talk to him to learn what he likes and then choose a fitting option. Make sure to do your research. Otherwise, you might as well just get him a gift card. Story 33. My ideal is items I have mentioned wanting but cannot justify purchasing. However, I would be delighted with anything that demonstrates thoughtfulness or effort. Story 34. I value quality time over gifts. Spending time together is how I express and receive love. That is the best gift anyone can give me. Story 35. It depends on the individual. Personally, I do not desire any gifts. Anything I want, I can purchase for myself. You could ask the men in your life what they would like. If they say nothing, I would take them at their word. Story 36. As previously stated, something that shows you understand them is important, and I will expand on that. The best gift my wife ever gave me is a pair of shoes. They are dress shoes, blue and brown wingtips. I have never seen another pair like them. Everywhere I wear them, I receive compliments, and I get to tell people my amazing wife bought them for me. The shoes beautifully straddle the edge of professional and eclectic, capturing who I am as a person. I am hyper-focused and professional, but not afraid to be direct when it serves a purpose. A close second in gifts she has given me are watches. I love them. Nothing too expensive, but something that looks good and professional from a distance while showing some personality up close. I have stylish watches featuring characters like Batman, Superman, and the Harley-Davidson skull, among others. Conversely, the worst gift was a polo shirt that looked like something she grabbed quickly off a rack because she forgot about my birthday. It resembled something someone 20 years older with a completely different fashion sense would have worn. About a week later, I saw one of the older, more conservative dads at my kids' school wearing the exact shirt. It disappeared from my closet shortly after. Story 37. Seriously, I wish I could get a surprise in the morning. Making plans for going out or dinner is worse than doing nothing and just chilling. Most of us will buy the things we need already unless they are excessively expensive. Story 38. Something that relates to his interests and hobbies. My husband is an avid gamer. We had a gaming room for a long time, and for his birthday, I bought him a custom LED sign with his gamer tag and an icon of his favorite video game character. Story 39. Don't think of it as what your partner wants. Listen when your partner expresses a need or desire, and make a mental note of it. Then get them what they want or need. Gifts are meant to show that you've been listening and paying attention. There are also small tokens of affection you can give your partner, just like gifts that men give to women. Flowers are appreciated by all, especially if you listen and choose their favorite flower or flowers in their favorite color. A small treat, like a candy bar or favorite drink, might also be a nice token of affection. A new article of clothing, such as shoes, a jacket, or a watch, that you think they would look good in is also a thoughtful small gift. Avoid gift cards or cash, as those tend to imply, I have no idea what you want. Story 40. I believe that if most of us want something, we can achieve it. I value time and experiences, so consider activities to engage in or memories to create. For example, we could take a cooking class together or simply relax in a hotel room. Story 41. A ball shaver that won't cut or nick during use, gift cards for gas, sexual favors, and Amazon gift cards so they can buy something that's been on their mind are just some ideas of mine. Story 42. I would suggest something practical that you can use every day or in your hobbies. Personally, I dislike items that take up space and are useless. For example, a friend knew I was into motorcycles, so he got me a wireframe motorcycle statue. I would have preferred if he had given me 10mm sockets because I am always losing them. Story 43. A bottle of bourbon, 2 rocks glasses, and a large ice cube tray. Then sit around joking with a cocktail in hand. Story 44. I'd like to be shown some affection, please. It doesn't even have to lead to anything physical. Just greet me with an unsolicited hug and a smile when I get home from work. Take me out to dinner and perhaps a movie. Hold my hand and share a few kisses that last longer than a moment. That's all I ask. Remind me of the long-lost passion we shared when we dated years ago. Story 45. I really appreciate it when someone researches one of my hobbies and buys something related to it. For example, I play disc golf. My ex-girlfriend looked up the best players of all time and then bought me a couple of their professional models. I truly loved that. Story 46. I find upgrades to existing items always welcome. People often think, oh, he has that already, and then dismiss it. But consider what he has and what he uses regularly. It is usually a fairly generic version of the item. It doesn't have to be old or nearly broken. It just has to be basic. When you identify something, go on an online store and search for it, sorting by price from highest to lowest to get ideas about what a high-end version of the item might be. Does he grind his own coffee beans with an adequate coffee grinder? Look for a more advanced model. Does he need it? No, nobody does. But that's what makes it special. Does he use a basic mouse? Get him a premium mouse. Does he use a basic charging cable? Get him an exceptionally durable charging cable. You don't need to know right away what the better version of the item is. Just trust that if a basic version exists, then a high-end version exists as well. When gifted, these items tend to be a surprise, and over the coming days, you'll start to hear about how much better it is than the old item. Story 47. If it is a physical item we are discussing, I would like a record, please. I will gladly provide a hint or direct you to a wish list, but I would even more appreciate a record you chose on a whim, thinking I might enjoy it. Some of my favorite albums came into my collection this way. They are also easy to wrap. Story 48. Outside of the semi-enthusiastic comments, I appreciate the effort. A balloon, a card, and a good breakfast will always move me to tears. Anything beyond that makes me cry uncontrollably. For example, my wife got me a card, a balloon, and made steak and eggs for me, which made me tear up. Then she sent me a picture of my cat sleeping, and I began to cry, asking myself why I deserve nice things when I feel unworthy. Story 49. It's been so long since I've received a gift that if I got one, I wouldn't know what to say. I'm 24, and the last gift I received was when I turned 10. Story 50. Unlimited power, the Super Dragon Balls, or the regular ones for minor celebrations, represent one of the intriguing forms of immortality, along with promotion to deity. Story 51. When I ask my husband what he wants for Christmas, he says peace on earth and a coupon book. When I ask him what he wants for his birthday, he asks for the same coupon book. 40-something years. Story 52. Something that shows care is an unexpected surprise or something that has been wanted for a while but forgotten. For example, a watch seen at the mall a few months ago. Story 53. Thank you for all the suggestions. They will help in obtaining items for a charity event. My friend's husband has male breast cancer. Story 54. Great intimacy is the main focus. Everything else is a bonus. Have you noticed something that your partner is very passionate about? Ultimately, our top priority is always intimacy. Story 55. I would appreciate it if, when women want to go out to eat, they would not respond with, "Oh, I don't care, you pick," only to reject every suggestion I offer. Additionally, a gesture of appreciation would be nice. Story 56. I wish I could conduct a poll on the replies. However, if you have read through, BJ's is in the lead. I need ideas for auction items for my friend with male breast cancer. Story 57. In my experience, boys like toys is very true. If a man has any hobbies, items related to those interests will be a good choice. If he enjoys his car, then an accessory for it could be a great gift. If he supports a local sports team, a jersey or similar item would work well. Unless you know differently, and with the exception of the jersey, clothing is likely not a great choice. Story 58. I would never tell my wife this because I think she would find it creepy or gross. I just want intimacy. Maybe something we haven't tried yet. Perhaps just the understanding that the moment is focused on me. Maybe it's her wearing something attractive. I'm in my late 40s and I don't need much. Experiences are what matter most. Intimacy is an experience that I feel I will never have enough of. I'm still young enough to be open to anything. I'm not sure that will always be the case, although I'm doing my best. Story 59. I think it's best to consider the hobbies they enjoy and proceed from there. My husband really enjoys long-distance shooting, which is an incredibly expensive hobby. I have often bought him a couple of boxes of ammunition, or if I know there's something he wants that is just expensive enough for him not to buy at first glance, I offer to go halves on it with him. I cannot explain why his bipod costs $300, but the look on his face when I offered to pay half for it was worth every penny. Story 60. I want things for my hobbies that I would not buy for myself, such as a nice piece of German or Japanese cutlery, a flight in a warbird, or an upgraded component for my mountain bike. If money is an issue, the next best thing is time. I would spend time doing something I love and do my best to pretend I am enjoying it. I would finish the day with either a meal cooked for me or a visit to a unique restaurant. Depending on the location, day trips are always enjoyable as well. Story 61. I learned that asking the person what type of gift they would like is actually okay. You can inquire about things they want or seem to want and purchase those for them. Just be sure to give them the receipt. I recently read a story where someone bought a man a $1,000 laptop that he wanted, but it wasn't the specific model he needed, which led to a negative reaction. He wanted to exchange it, and the giver ultimately took the gift back. The man just wanted to trade the laptop for a different one that met his work requirements. Many people commented that it was selfish to take back the gift since it was a present. It is best to avoid that situation. Consider the person's hobbies or lifestyle. There are many different types of gifts you could choose. I know men who appreciate electronics. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.